This
meeting.
conference will now be recorded.
Oh, it started recording. Okay, so in GoToMeeting now, the camera option is so easily available. Instead of clicking on mute or unmute, we accidentally click on camera. I know it happens with me also. Okay, that's fine. Uh, and it's been happening recently. GoToMeeting UI has changed. So, just be on a safer side. Not now. I already told you, not now. Later also, just to be on a safer side, because it's a lot of everything happening now, work from home, online. So just to be safe, put a black tape on your camera. Okay, just to be safe, because we don't want to unintentionally show ourselves in front of everyone, right? So put a black tape, right? And then when you really need to share the camera, just take that black tape off, clean your camera, and then you can stream yourself, right? This is just good to know thing, right? Because we don't know till how long this lockdown will be extended, right? And how long we have to work from home. Yeah, you're hearing me, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Imran, we can hear you.
You don't need to call me sir, okay? You can just call me by my name. Okay, so let me just check with my team if we can start, and we'll get started then. Okay, just give me a moment. All right, so people who join late, so we're going to get started now, right? So yeah, my name is Imran Teli, and I am so much in love with DevOps and also training. Okay, I do anything that is in DevOps, DevOps computing, DevOps cloud ops. Right now, you see here new words. Okay, we'll come to that. Security, anything that is related to DevOps, anything that is related to automation, cloud computing, and I love to share those knowledge. That's how I'm in training. Okay, so this is the goal for today's demo. Okay, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to talk about my credibility, what I am, so like bragging about myself, right? So then I'll tell you why you should really learn DevOps. I am sure you have your own reasons, but I'll give you 3 very good reasons so you can make up your mind or not make up your mind. Okay, then we'll be talking about defining DevOps, as in I'm going to explain you what really is DevOps. I know most of the people already have gone through this or know this. Okay, so please be patient and go through it. Maybe you'll learn something new. Okay, and you'll get a clear cut idea. My job, the main job today, is to give you a clear cut crystal idea about what really DevOps is. There are so many myths in the market, and I'm gonna break a lot of myths today. Okay, so then we're going to talk about DevOps skill set, what people really need in today's world, and this changes. Okay, as the time passes, new technology comes in, this changes skill set. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the current skill set the employers will be looking at, when they're hiring DevOps. Then we're going to talk about what we're going to cover in this course coverage, right? And then I'm sure you have a lot of questions. Most of the question will get answered in the demo. You have any other question, you can ask me in Q&A. Okay, so I'm very happy to take questions. That's not a problem, but it's a demo. There are a lot of people, so please hold your question till the end. Later in the course, you'll have a free hand to ask any question in the middle. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm gonna talk about my credibility. Okay, I've been doing DevOps from quite a long time. I'm in the IT industry for over 10 years, and from a very beginning, I'm doing automation and stuff. Right, I was, and these are my certification that I have bagged: Ansible certification from Red Hat, OpenStack certification, storage certification, GlusterFS from Red Hat, OpenShift, which happens to be a Kubernetes wrapper. Most of my certification is from Red Hat and AWS. Configuration management, this is Puppet certification. In my distance pass, I am also VMware certified professional, and I have managed huge farms of virtual environment. I have also done Python programming, like it's long back, but I'm doing a lot of Python programming scripting after that from EDX. I'm AWS SysOps certified, so I know all the operations. Um, DevOps professional from AWS. Security specialty. So this is my one extra feature. No, that's not a right word, but extra USP, right? When I'm selling myself, right? That I give you DevOps with security, right? In projects and all, right? So I'm security specialist in AWS, and there are a few more certification that are in pipeline, and some of them are very old, so it doesn't matter if I show here. Okay. uh, and if you have any question related to certification, you can ask me later. I have to do a lot of certification because I'm a consultant, I'm a freelancer, I'm a trainer, so I need to showcase myself. Okay. You have any question regarding certification, you can ask me in Q&A. Okay. As far as the training goes, I have trained people in corporate and MNCs, and even startup. Okay, like set up the complete DevOps and train them, that kind of work also. um, so this is, I'm just talking about training here. Okay, online training that you're going to go through on DevOps and cloud computing. Okay, and the distance pass, we've taken placement batches and all. Okay, but currently I'm just taking online training and spending my most of the time in managing our own pet project, which was supposed to go live, but then this pandemic came and that's on hold. So I am into DevOps with my passion, actually. Okay, I was so much interested with computers and systems and data centers and Linux networking. That's how I came into IT industry. And then I was also interested in programming, so I used to automate most of the work. So that's how I got into DevOps, right? And then whatever I used to learn, I used to share with my friends, with my colleagues. I used to take classes free in corporates and all, internal KT. So it was with this passion and love towards training and sharing. Right. So I think I have bragged enough about myself, right? And just wanted to show you that you're in safe hands. Don't worry. I've been doing DevOps from a very, very long time. You can check my LinkedIn profile also, and I've worked in some of the top MNCs and also startups. So I do a lot of freelancing. Right, so you're in safe hands. Any question you have related to your real working also, your project also, you're free to ask me. Not now, later. Okay, in the course. All right, so why you should learn DevOps? I know you have your own reason, right? We talked about that, but see, whenever we mostly get attracted to a career where when people started talking about it, right? DevOps is I have started doing DevOps in 2012 or 13, to be specific, 2013. Okay, and when I was doing, I didn't even know that I was doing DevOps, but then later, by the end of the year, then everything was revealed. We about automation, automate this, automate that. That was the time. Then everything started coming in together. But now there's a lot of stories about DevOps, and there's a lot of people talking about DevOps, right? So it's one of the top skills now, okay, in the IT industry. And you can check Forbes, you can check Business Insider, and you can have a confirmation on that. Don't just listen my words. Do your own research, but with where it's good, with the credible information. Okay, some credible sites here you can check. It's also one of the highly paid job as per the survey, and you can check that on Indeed, you can Glassdoor, or you can put a question in Quora. And why it is highly paid job, that you will understand in some time. It's the basic supply and demand. I think that you can understand it very well now, right? I'm in my hometown, and I happened to come before the lockdown started. There was no pandemic that time. I came for a function and then I'm stuck here, right? So when I talk about supply demand here, right, there's a lot of vegetable that gets produced over here. Okay, I mean my hometown, it's a small town, and there's a lot of farms, and also there's a lot of vegetable that get produced over here, but nothing can go out of this district, right? So there is a huge production, okay, a lot of supply, but there are not enough people to eat that many vegetables, right? So demand is very less, so we are getting vegetables super cheap. But if it's the reverse, right, if there are a lot many people and you don't have much vegetable production over here, then the price will go high. Supply and demand, basic economics, right? So why it's highly paid job, I've given you a glimpse on it. Now just give me a moment. Okay, before we get more in detail into that, okay, so the third point, which is the most important point, why you should learn DevOps, is, see, from a long time, IT industry is divided into these two zones, or these two sectors, you can say. One is development, okay, where you have developers, testers, build and release engineers, and their job is to create the product, right, and make sure tested and it's available. Then there is another part which is operations, right, where your system admin, virtualization team, cloud engineers, DC ops, okay, security professional, and these people job responsibility is to deliver that product which is developed, deliver that product to the market, okay, to the servers, to the users, whatever you want to say, right? And from a long time, there is a gap in between this. Initially, the development was slow. It used to take very long time to develop or create a product. Now the development has become very fast. Okay, it's more of assembling now, okay, than of developing. Yeah, a lot of libraries and stuff, the development is very fast. You have agile now, okay, which because of that, the product gets wanted to release very quickly. Okay, they want to release it quickly, but the operation team is lagging. Okay, and because of that, they're not able to deliver the product to the market in time, right, in time. So there is development who creates the product very quickly, then there is operation who wants to deliver the product, okay, but it takes time to deliver the product to the market, right? And because of this problem, because of this delivery time lag, okay, there's a business loss. Okay, if I can deliver my product quickly to the market, I quickly get the business, right, and then I can deliver more new features and keep updating it, right? So if you take a real world example, also any app that you're using, if they are not delivering you new features, you will move out from that app and you'll go to somewhere else, right? So DevOps, okay, can solve this problem of delivering the product quickly and efficiently, okay, also efficiently, okay, it will be all automated stuff, right? So if I am into creating the product, I definitely need DevOps, right? So I can deliver my product quickly. If I am in support business, I'm talking about IT industry, right, which is in like support business, right, and they're doing things manually and slowly, okay, they really want to have DevOps so they can deliver the or manage the system more efficiently, or manage the product also more efficiently and quickly. So that means delivery, even an IT industry that is into creating product or in delivering product, both need DevOps. Okay, and there's no third thing over here. Okay, so you create the product, you deliver the product, and DevOps can make it possible, and that can make it easily, faster, at an enormous phase. And that's why my point is everyone needs DevOps. Okay, I mean, I was going through a few articles also. I'll show that to you. Data science, I'm sure you must have heard about it, right? Now data science, what a model they create, okay, that will be part of a product, right? The user who is using it, how do you deliver it quickly, efficiently? DevOps. So there's DevOps everywhere now. Sorry, everyone needs DevOps now, right, to deliver their code changes. That means there's a huge demand, right? The huge demand. But what about the supply? Okay, there are not that many DevOps engineers. I mean, I've been telling this from so many years, but still we don't have that many really good DevOps. And there are people who say that they're DevOps, they put 2 3 tools in their resume, right? But when it comes to really a DevOps lifecycle, they miserably fail. Okay, when you want to connect so many automation tools and technologies together, that's where most of the people fail. I'll come to that. My point is everyone needs DevOps. Okay, there is a huge demand, right? So why me? I mean, there are a lot of course. Okay, there are a lot of websites, there are a lot of course, online learning portal, but most of them focuses on tool. Okay, I focuses more on tool, but also on process. Okay, okay, point by point. Okay, I do it every day. I've been doing it from a very long time. Since you, most of the people would have not even heard the word DevOps from that time I'm doing. That's because the big concepts, technology and processes come in bigger industries first, right, who are actually pioneers, right? So I did those things over there, and then I was hired into different organization and freelancing, and from that time I'm continuously doing it. I've trained thousands of candidates in DevOps, online, classroom, corporate. Right now, I'm just doing online. Okay. My focus is going to be on real-time implementation. Okay. As I told you, what I do, I want to share that. Right. So initially, for 2-3 weeks, it's not going to be so much real time, uh, because I want you to have a very good and solid understanding on the basics of it. And once we get to that point, we'll be seeing all real-time implementation. Okay, the code, the infrastructure, the app, the architecture, whatever I'm going to show you in this course, you can use this in your real project, and people are doing it already. Okay, so I'll teach you how you can excel in software delivery, any kind of delivery. Okay, you can inject DevOps in that. You have to deliver the code efficiently and quickly. Well, you can use that process, you can use different tools and do it. So I'll teach you how you can excel in that area. Okay, I'll show you how multiple technologies work together. This is where so many people are lagging. Okay, they learn a tool like Ansible, or they learn a tool like Jenkins, or they learn a tool like Docker and then Kubernetes. But when it comes to really having a complete cycle of delivering, that's where people are lagging. Okay, so we'll be doing multiple technologies and also connecting them together. Okay, and I have put a lot of efforts in the practicals and the exercises for you. We have our own project which we'll use to see real-time challenges. There's all the documentations, and I'm going to talk about interview questions and trick questions throughout the course. Okay, so we have a lot of materials. I have a book, Decoding DevOps, that I've written. You'll get a link for that. You can download that book. Okay, and enough lot of scripts and materials on regular basis also you'll get. Yeah, and also I'm passionate about training. I keep saying that because maybe I'm too much. Anyways, who cares? Okay, so what exactly is DevOps? Right? I know you must have so many things, automation, scripting. I will learn scripting, or can I learn scripting? Or if I learn scripting, will I be DevOps? Okay. So if it's just about scripting, right? I'm saying if it's just about scripting, then I've been doing it from the beginning of my career. Okay, but then there was no DevOps. Scripting then. Okay, yeah. So okay, fine, it's not just cloud computing. There's so many people say things and we are doing cloud DevOps. Okay, not really. Cloud computing, we leverage a lot in DevOps, but that doesn't mean if you're using cloud computing you're doing DevOps. Okay, is the DevOps about culture? So many people talk about it. Is it? Yeah. Okay, fine. If it's about culture, then why we have so many tools? Why we are learning so many tools? Why there are a lot of practicals and exercises that we need to learn before we go for interview also? Okay, then it's about tools, but then what tools and what culture? So it's not a single thing. Okay, people give their own definition because they come from that particular background. Let's say I'm a system admin and I have a scripting background, and I'll say, hey, I do scripting, I do DevOps. I'm doing cloud computing. Let's say I'm from cloud computing background, and I say, hey, I'm using cloud computing. Okay, and this is DevOps because I've seen people are using cloud computing there when they're doing DevOps. So there are so many myths like this in the market. Okay, so let's understand the entire flow of DevOps, and then let's see what fits where. Okay, all of them are in DevOps. Okay, by the way. Okay, just a moment. Okay, for people who don't know what is DevOps, and for people who know parts of it but doesn't know the entire flow, okay, I'm gonna now give an introduction on what is DevOps. For people who already know, please listen patiently. Okay, maybe you learn one or two things extra. Okay, all right, so let's get started. So DevOps, right? Everything begins with a code. Okay, somebody's writing some code to develop some product. Okay, so and to create that product and test that product, there is a software life cycle. Okay, developers follow the software life cycle. Developers, testers, build and release. Okay, sit together and follow software life cycle, and then create the product, get the product ready. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little background before we talk about DevOps. So any product begins with an idea. There is an idea. Okay, uh, you know maybe food delivery app. Okay, maybe social networking site, maybe e-commerce site, or maybe anything else. Okay, anything begins with an idea. You have an idea that I know if I create this product, I will make huge money. Okay, I'll help people solve their problem, and that's how I can make business. Right, let's say whatever idea you have, right, conceive some idea in your mind. Now you have an idea, but you don't know how to create the product. Okay, even if you know how to create a product, you don't know how to deliver it and how to manage it. So there are two ways. Either you are going to hire people, set up your own industry, okay, a small company, a startup, right? Or you can approach a software consulting firm who are expertise in that. Okay, you give them an idea, they'll develop the product for you. Okay, so let's say excuse me, no, that's not dry cough, don't get scared. Okay, I have an allergy. Okay, so there's an idea, and let's say you approached a software consulting firm and you presented the idea. So the first part is, or the first step in that entire flow is going to be requirement gathering. Okay, can you please mute? Okay, mute. Okay, I muted everyone. Okay, yeah, sorry. So first step is requirement gathering. Okay, there'll be business analyst, people with specialized skills, who are expert in getting the requirement in detail from you. Okay, they will analyze the user need. Okay, if you create a product, what the user will need. Okay, they'll develop the user requirement. Okay, detailed documents they'll create, functional requirement documents. Okay, from all your ideas. Okay, and they're expert in this area. So the first step is requirement gathering. This is also very important step in DevOps, and for that matter anything. Okay, requirement gathering. The second step is, once they have the requirement, they'll have other specialized team called as architects. Okay, they, based on the requirement, they are gonna design the product. Okay, design documents, like a house architect, right? If you give an idea that I want a duplex with like this, I want this, I want that, I want swimming pool, I want, that's too much, right? At least in this situation. Anyways, you give the idea and the architects will create a design. Architect is not going to create the product, right? But architect knows how a house is created or constructed, sorry, constructed. So architects are going to present you with nice documents, design documents, and nowadays you have 3D documents, 3D design. And also architect's job is that same way in the IT industry, you have architects who are specialized in designing the product. Okay, so they will give all the detailed design documents. There'll be a lot of architectural documents and the requirements and what software language to use and databases and stuff like that. That's step 2. Step 3 is the development. This is where the code, people start writing the code. So first they need systems. Developers needs systems. So your business analyst, we have architects, now we have developers. Okay, the third team. So developers, we need some systems, right, to write the code. And so the operation team, the system admin team, the fourth team, okay, they'll help you setting up systems and everything. And then they start writing the code, and they write the code, they compile the code, they test the code. Okay, I'm not talking about software testing here. Okay, developers will write test files, they'll test the product. there will be a DB developer who will create and test the databases, right? So step 3 is where actual product gets created, the code gets written, right? Once the product is ready or some part of it's ready, depends on how you're doing it, then the fourth step is where we have now software testers. This is the fifth team, software testers who are going to test your product. Okay, they have specialized skills. They're going to do the functional test. Okay, if I click here, do you get that? If you do, you see this image, do you see the notification, all the functionality? They'll test the load. What if 1,000 users access? What if 10,000? What if million users access? How the system performs? Okay, performance testing, data testing, right? So all these different kinds of testing will be conducted by software testers. We also call them as QA, quality assurance team. Okay, it's the fifth team. Then once the product is tested and checks out fine, then comes the implementation on production machine, where actual users are going to use it, right? So you use Facebook, you use Instagram, you use Amazon, right? You are accessing their production machines, but before the product is available on the production machine, it is tested behind the scene. Okay, so they don't like create and just send it to you, new feature. They test it behind the scene. There are different environments. So what we access is the production environment, right? So in the step 5, there will be operations team. We talked about system admin, cloud engineers, security professionals, right? Database admins. All these people are gonna make sure they're gonna create servers, database storage. Okay, create the infrastructure. Okay, and deploy the product which is tested in this infrastructure, so real users can really use it. Okay, then it goes public. That's step 5th. So we have how many teams so far? We have developers, we had we had business analysts, architects, developers, software testers, operations team, and in operations you have a lot many teams. And of course there's a build and release team also that is going to deliver the code changes. Then the maintenance, right? The support team 24/7, right? Their job is to maintain the product. Once the product is live, okay, they need to regularly monitor the product. Okay, any issues that comes in needs to be escalated to the operations team or to the developer. There'll be feedbacks coming in that we need this user, we need this change, we need this feature. So there'll be regular changes that will be again developed by the developers and again deployed, but then the product has to be stable also. So maintenance is this balance between changes and stability. Okay, you'll have continuously demands from the user. At the same time, you have to make sure the product is also stable. Okay, so this is step 6, right? More teams over here: monitoring team, support team, escalation team, L1, L2, L3. There are different teams. Okay, this also comes in operations, by the way. Okay, let's see it in a cyclic view. Requirement gathering, planning, architects; development, developers and build and release; testing, software testers; deploy, operations; maintain, again operations, support team and stuff. Right, so this is a cyclic view, software development life cycle. Okay, have a look. Yeah, sorry. Okay, now see, product gets created, the developer creates the product, but it's not like they make the code change and then they want to deliver it out. They make a lot of code changes, right? And from that code change, they build the product, right? And then they test it locally. If it's good, they can promote to the next level, or they test another build. Okay, we'll get in detail in the course what is really build, but think about it like in a code change they have made, then they build the product. So out of, they'll test few builds in the local machine, whatever they feel, okay, this one is good, they'll promote it to the next level, staging environment. Okay, staging environment could be test, QA, just staging, UAT, different environment, pre-production environment. It will be promoted to that level, where it will be tested more further by the software testers. Okay, and there'll be users, group of users who can test it, UAT testing, before it goes to production. Okay, if it checks out fine, then it's promoted to the production level, or else it goes back to the developer. Hey, you have this bug, this is the problem. They make the code change, they fix it, they send it back. Once everything is good in staging environment, then only it is promoted to the production level. Okay, that's build and deploy. Okay, so after code change, you have to build the product and test it and then deliver it to the production environment. Right, now we're talking about that it's getting tested and then it is deployed to the production environment. But still, so many times it fails in the production environment. Okay, your new code change fails. You made some changes, it's not working. Okay, now the common sense will say, hey, it worked in development environment. So developers will say, hey, it worked in my system, in my PC. Okay, tester will say, hey, we tested it in this servers, it was fine. It's not working in operation, it's in a production environment. That means it's operational headache now. Okay, it's not my problem, it's not our problem, it's ops problem now. Okay, but that doesn't solve the problem really. Okay, this is a blame game and doesn't generate the business. If it's failing in production environment, you lose the business. Okay, so but why did it fail? I mean, it is tested, right, previous environment, but still it failed. There are so many reasons. I'll just jot down few reasons. Okay, see, operations team is going to deploy the product, the code change, in the production environment with the possibility that it worked in the previous environment, so it's going to work in production environment. But the reason why it failed is these two environments. Okay, production and non-prod. Okay, or pre-prod. Pre-prod is the development environment, staging environment. Okay, these two environments are different. Okay, in production environments you have more security, you have better network, you have different data in the database, you have different data in the file storage, and production data and the dev data or the pre-prod data is not synchronized. Okay, if you're testing it in two different environments, like uh, mileage of a car, right, or a bike, right, they say this is the mileage because they tested in their environment. Okay, which is smooth road, everything good, no signals, no too much brakes and all, and they have machines to test. But when it comes to real streets, on the streets, right, when you drive the car on the highways or in the cities, right, or the bike, the mileage is less. That's because these two environments are different. Same is for the code. The testing environment is good, it's designed, you're designing it so it can work. Okay, but production environment, it's different. Okay, and we'll come to how much different it is. So that's one problem, one biggest problem. The other problem is, as I told you, right, the development is now very fast. Okay, you have new processes, agile process, scrum, kanban and all, and you have new nice libraries available, so development has become very fast, but the operations team is still slow. Okay, the ops team is not able to cope up with this regular changes. Okay, also production server needs a lot of tweaking, okay, here and there, for a lot of firewall rule changes and network changes and few configuration change and db data changes, so many changes, okay, which is not notified. So there's no clear cut instruction. Okay, ops team will say, hey, you didn't tell me about which port to open or what configuration changes to make, or version is different, software version is different in production and dev, right? The main problem is not synchronized and there is no clear instruction. If it's not synchronized, then there was no instruction like that. And these are the reasons, common reasons or general reasons, because of that the deployment fails on the production machine. What suffers is business. Okay, plus all this deployment is manual from a long time. Okay, people are scared to do, first of all, automatic deployment. Okay, that's one different story. Anyways, there's a lot of manual builds and deployment, and because of that the deployment is slow, it's error prone, you have human errors. Okay, and which lead to business loss. Okay, okay, just a moment. Okay, let's get a little bit more in detail. So how the software gets created, right? We have seen that, right? But I talked about they follow life cycle, they follow a model. Okay, that you can think about like a protocol, right? If they're developers, you already know what I'm saying. Okay, so in old times there was this waterfall model. Okay, it's called as traditional model because now you have agile and better things. But to understand agile, we have to first understand what was the problem, okay, that agile solved it. So previously there was this waterfall model where everything goes into phases. Okay, so who is this? Who is this? Who is me? Chetan?
Sorry, that was by mistake.
Oh, okay. I thought I have to introduce myself again. That will be a big pain. Okay. Anyways, that's fine. So waterfall model. Okay, so developer in old times used to follow this. Still, there are places where waterfall model is followed. So everything works in phases. Okay, first requirement analysis, right? We talked about it. So all the requirement is gathered, everything. Okay, and focus on my words. I'm going to use words like all, everything, all at once. Okay, focus on my words. All the requirement is gathered. Okay, detailed requirement analysis is gathered. Once everything is full over here, okay, then like water, if this is full, then it goes to the next level, right? Once everything is done in requirement analysis, then it comes into design phase where the entire product is designed. Okay, predicting that this is how technologies will be later also. Okay, uh, the product will be designed, everything will be designed. Once that is done, water goes to the next level. Then the development starts, and the developer is going to work on the design document and create the entire product. Okay, or entire module. As of now, think about entire product. Okay, once the product is ready, then it goes into the testing phase where all the functions of the product is tested. Okay, every feature, okay, all the performance, everything is tested. Once that is done, it checks out fine, it goes to the maintenance where it will be the entire product will be deployed, delivered to the production environment, and then the maintenance goes on, right? Support team and all, right? So far so good. Or does it work? Well, there are a lot of challenges in the waterfall model, at least in current time. I'm talking about the new generation. Okay, you can't give all the requirement beforehand because things are changing so rapidly. Okay, the new user requirement, new user demands are coming, so the requirement changes every time. Okay, so you can't predict that, if the product is taking 6 months to develop or 8 months, you can't predict what's going to happen in 6 months and 8 months. Maybe you'll need more things, maybe you'll not need a thing that you're talking about now. So you are predicting, okay, and the prediction may fail. Then comes the design phase where based on the requirement everything will be designed. Developer is going to work on the entire product, create the entire product. There is no feedback loop over here. If in the middle any new requirement comes in, there's no place to inject a new requirement. Okay, when the verification, the testing comes in, right? So if you're testing the entire product, there are a lot of bugs and a lot of issues will come in, right? And developer has to rework. Okay, they have to uh, go back in time and do rework a lot of things, right? And that extends the delivery time, right? And then comes the maintenance. If the deadline is closing fast, so quickly they'll patch the product and send it to the maintenance, okay, in the production environment. So you'll have a patchy product then, right? And maintenance will suffer with a lot of complaints, right? So overall, in today's world, waterfall model doesn't scale well. Okay, sure, it has some advantages also, I'm not getting into it, but back in 2009, uh, agile model came in. Okay, where we say don't work on the entire product at once. Okay, break down your problem, okay, and work on parts, right? You have let's say a lot of features you want to develop in a product. Any product is list of features. Okay, so let's say you have 50 features that you have to develop for a product. So don't design and develop, right, and test all the 50 features at once. Break down the problem, let's say 10 features at a time. Okay, plan those 10 features, develop those 10 features, test it. Okay, if it works fine, all right, then promote it to the production level. Okay, then next 10 feature, then next 10 feature. So we are doing it in iteration, not all at once, right? In Scrum, these iterations are called as sprint. Okay, sprint could be 2 to 4 weeks. Okay, in this sprint, let's say 10 features are getting developed. Okay, so the cycle that you have seen, right? Requirement gathering, planning, development, testing. Now this happens in every iteration. Okay, and I'm saying every iteration, you talk about planning also, because a new requirement may come in. Okay, this is going to take some time to develop. By the time new technology changes, okay, you get new technologies, you get new requirements. So the new ideas also can be injected in other sprints. Okay, and every sprint the product is getting tested, right? So let's say now in this, you take an example of 50 features, we broke down into, divided by 5, so 10 features at a time. This is hypothetical number. Okay, just for your understanding, it could be less or more. So every iteration the product is getting tested and delivered. Okay, and every day there will be regular code changes. So do you really need to develop all the 50 features before it goes to production? Maybe you're done with 3 iteration and you'll think, hey, these are a lot of features, we can deliver it to the production, and then let real user use it, and we get more feedback, real feedback, and we can update that in the next iteration, or we can have more iterations also later. Okay, all right, I'll come to this document later. Now Agile solved a very good problem, a very big problem, but it created the other problem. Developer regularly make code change, and before it is delivered to the production machine, in that iteration time, it will be delivered. It has to be delivered into dev, QA, testing stage, in different environment where it has to be tested, and this has to be done every day. Every day has to be the product has to be delivered into pre-prod environment and tested, right? So that means operations team have a lot of work now. They have to deliver the product even before production. They have to deliver it in non-prod environment every day. That's a lot of work. Ops team is already busy with production environment. There's too many deployments requests are coming, and operation team is not able to handle it, right? So how to solve this problem? We'll have more people in ops team, right? No, not really. Okay, what if developers don't depend on teams like build and release team or ops team to deliver the product in non-prod? At least in non-prod, what if they create the code and they themselves can deliver it to non-prod environment and even prod environment in some cases? Okay, so no, I'm not talking about eliminating the ops team totally. Okay, I'm talking about automation. Automatically deliver the features to the pre-prod and prod environment, right? For and all, of course there'll be a lot of testings done, right? But if you don't have that automated, you'll have a lot of dev versus ops problem. Before DevOps, it was dev versus ops. If you worked in either of the field, you know what I'm saying, right? Developer will say, hey, ops team does not work, I've sent them a lot of requirement, they're not doing the. Ops team will say, these people keep sending new requirement without even giving the proper information. They have no idea about server, Linux, right, and virtual machines and all. So this dev versus ops fight from a long time, right? So developer keep creating new code changes. Okay, and developer and ops team will say, hey, we want stability, man. Okay, we don't want to make regular changes. Okay, regular changes is against stability. So there is release from the developer side, there's a complaint coming back, it's not working, you're not given right instruction. So it is dev versus ops from a long time. Okay, from long time. But then there was a guy. Okay, we'll talk about, there is a history again in 2009. uh, in an agile conference, uh, there was, a talk show, right? So they said, agile has solved the development problem, but ops is still waterfall. And if you can solve that problem, if you can uh, make an agile ops, right, then you can solve the delivery problem, right? Because it doesn't matter how much new code you create, if you're not able to deliver it, you don't make business. Okay, so the solution is to bridge the gap. You should have an agile ops, or you must have one team that can do development and operations work together. Okay, so that's to bridge the gap. But how is going to work? Okay, well, hello everyone, please respond in separate chat box. Why? Are you able to hear my voice?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, Imran, we can hear you clearly.
Yes. I'm hearing.
Oh, okay. No, I saw the chat and I was like, I'm talking to a wall. All right, fine. You're able to hear. Good. Okay, just a moment. Okay, so how to solve this problem, right? To bridging the gap. The first thing starts with the communication. Everything starts with the communication. Okay, you want to do anything starts with the communication. So dev and ops team needs to communicate. Okay, and how do they communicate? Do you directly go your ops? You directly go to the dev team, right? Like, hey, I'm ops. Can we communicate? Yeah, sometimes it happens like that also. But anyways, there are proper methods, right? In Agile, you have kickoff meetings, then you have daily stand-up meetings. So this is where dev and ops can communicate, okay, on a regular basis. Collaboration. Okay, so sit together and work, not really side by side sitting together, and that means a developer start working on their code and ops team start working on setting up their infrastructure and writing the automation code for setting up automated infrastructure and automated delivery process. Okay, there are a lot of tools that developers uses that can be used by the ops team, okay, or common tools. So you can integrate those tools, and you can integrate those tools with, you can integrate dev tools with the ops tools. Okay, that's called as integration. Okay, so integrating the tools also, right? And everything starts with the communication, remember that. And don't worry, you don't need to, like, maybe you need to take initiative and do this if you are an architect, but most of the time there'll be predefined processes. Okay, you have to go into this meeting, talk to them, present your ideas, they present their ideas. Okay, kickoff meetings, stand-up meetings, okay, demo meetings. So there'll be meetings, so you don't worry about this. uh, I want you to understand the process. Okay, there are a lot of tools that you have to learn, but why you are learning those tools you have to know. Okay, right. And in initial itself, right, when the architects are designing things, okay, being in DevOps, you have to design DevOps workflow. Okay, so this is a glimpse on that. In the next slide, I'll show this in detail. So we know plan and code and build. This is agile, right? We plan and code, the developers. So that's agile development, and this is good so far, but it's creating problem. Why? Because ops team has to, or build and release team has to test the code, and then also has to release the code. Okay, if you can automate that process of testing the code and then releasing the code, okay, that is called as continuous integration. Okay, this is still at the code level, it's not delivered, but now the code is tested and it's ready to release. It's available in the repositories. So this product needs to be delivered to non-prod environment first of all, right? Development environment, testing environment, staging environment, UAT environment, where this will be tested much more further. So if you can automate that process of delivering the code change to non-prod environment, okay, all automated, this is called as continuous delivery. Okay, so plan, code, build, test, okay, and then releasing it to the non-prod environment where it will be tested much more further. Okay, then there is one more extra step which is called as continuous deployment also, where automatically after everything test, all the test happens, automatically the product is deployed to the production environment. Here a deploy means production deployment. Okay, and then maintain and operate it. Okay, this is a complete DevOps workflow. Okay, okay, have a look for a moment. Next slide is much more in depth.
Imran, can you repeat the slide once again, please?
Oh, sure. So plan, code, right? This is agile, we know so far. Okay, we have a new idea, we create it in an iteration, right? The developer creates the product, and this happens regularly. This is agile development. Okay, continuous integration is extension of agile development, where the code, when it is created, is built and tested. Okay, the code is tested. Okay, the code, when it is created, think about, from the code a software is created. Okay, and the software is ready to release. They'll version it and they'll keep it in a repository. So there is a process behind it. Okay, there are steps that needs to be taken for that. If you can automate all those steps, it is called as continuous integration. Okay, now the software is ready, right? Now it need to be delivered to different servers, pre-prod servers, not production, pre-prod server. Okay, dev server, QA server, UAT, okay, staging, different servers. Think about like bunch of servers really as of now. So this software which is ready needs to be delivered to all this different server, and if you can automate those steps of deploying the software to the servers, that is called as continuous delivery. And this will involve not just taking the software and copying it. Okay, you need to make configuration changes, firewall rule changes, a lot of things. Okay, DB changes, right? So that's called as continuous delivery. Okay, and then there will be automated software testing that will kick in and will test the product. That is called as continuous delivery. It's an automated process. Okay, no one needs to do any manual work here. But then we can go one more extra step, one more extra level, and you can deploy the product to the production automatically. I'm saying automatically. Manually you can do it. Okay, automatically you can deploy to the production environment. Okay, and even operate and maintain it automatically. That's called as DevOps workflow, complete DevOps workflow. Okay, so there will be no human intervention over here. Okay, developer creates a code, automatically all the steps happens, and then the product gets delivered to the production environment.
Imran,
okay?
I have a question.
Yeah, you can ask it in the next slide. I'll show you in much detail. Next slide.
Okay.
Imran, we
Okay,
have
here.
doubts in this slide.
Yeah, this is in detail. Okay, don't worry. I'll take your question. I'll take your questions. I know most of the doubts, so let's see if that gets clarified over here, or else I'll take your questions. Okay, no problem. Okay, this is much in detail. DevOps lifecycle. You know, really people hire you for this. Okay, being DevOps, right? You have to set up a DevOps lifecycle. Maybe you are in charge of setting this complete DevOps lifecycle. Okay, or maybe you're working in some part of it. Maybe you're expert in build and release, or maybe you're expert in writing scripts, Ansible playbooks. Maybe you're expert in writing cloud automation. So you may be working in either of this place, or if you're lucky, you'll have, you can be designing and setting up all this. Okay, so this is complete DevOps lifecycle with some pictures I've put over here of tools. Okay, that comes in different places, but this is an example of one tool. There could be other tools also. So code, plan and code, developer code, and then they take the code and put it to a centralized place. We call it as version control system. Git is a very popular example for that. So this is where your code lives, the developer's code lives. Okay, whenever the developer makes a code change, there will be an automated process that will fetch that code change. Okay, test it. There will be unit test. Okay, and build artifacts, as in build softwares. It's going to build software from that. And there's one very popular tool to do that, which is called as Jenkins. And Jenkins get integrated with multiple technologies like Git, Maven, Docker, Cloud, different technologies integrate. So this is like an octopus with a lot of hands, and it's going to do a lot of things. Okay, its main job is continuous integration. Fetch the code, run the test, build the software, version it, and then store the software into repositories. Okay, like an example is Nexus is a software repository where this software will be kept. Okay, once this software is versioned and ready, this part is called as continuous integration. Okay, from pushing the code to storing artifact. Okay, from code to a software, a versioned tested software, this is continuous integration, and you need to automate this first. This is continuous integration automation. Just we call it as continuous integration. Once your software is ready, version software is ready, okay, then you have to say this version needs to be released. Okay, and where will be where it will be released? Obviously some infrastructure, some server, some storage, right? So you may have your infrastructure on cloud computing like AWS or Azure or Google Cloud or VMs running in virtualized environment or physical servers. It could be anything. I've just taken one example here, AWS. Before you deliver it to the infrastructure, maybe there is some changes you need to do at the infrastructure level, maybe a firewall rule change, or maybe some storage changes. And you can automate that process also if you have cloud computing and even virtualization. Okay, so then before it delivers, it has to provision the environment or make changes to the environment, infrastructure changes. Okay, then there are automated tool for do this, and there are more automation tool that can fetch your software, okay, from repository and then deliver it to different environments like dev, QA, staging. Okay, and there are tools like Ansible, Puppet, Chef, or your scripts. Okay, these are tools that can fetch your code. It can also make infrastructure change and deliver your product to different environment. These environment are just group of, think of this as a bunch of servers. Okay, you have dev servers, QA servers, staging server. When this is happening, there will be also different tests that will be happening. Okay, software testers will write automated test scripts. Once you deliver it to the QA environment, this test scripts will automatically kick in. Okay, execute it, check your product, and generate a report. If this report is fine as per your standards, it can be promoted to the next level. More tested will be conducted automatically, then it promoted to the production level. Okay, and this will be all automated process. I have just put these pictures of the tools just so you can understand what happening where. Okay, I want you to understand the process for now. Okay, have a look. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, and I'll take your question on this. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, by the time, have a look at it. Okay, yeah, I am back. Yeah, your question on the slide.
Imran Teli here. Imran, I have a here. So developer is writing a
Swatini, can
code.
you mute? Just a minute. There's a background noise.
Okay.
Swatini, can you please mute yourself? Okay. Yeah, Tiago, go ahead.
Okay. So a developer is writing a code, okay, and usually he writes it on his laptop, and Git environment is integrated in his laptop. So he will push the
Right.
code to the Git. Then he has to do a unit testing because
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
part of development.
Right.
Developer has to do the unit testing, right? So how the code, he first pushes the code, then to the Git, and Git will automatically push the code to the unit testing environment. How it is
Uh,
happens?
so see, when the code goes to the Git, okay, there will be automated tool like, for example, Jenkins, which will detect a code change, that there is a code change. It will fetch the code and it will do the build. Okay, it will use a build tool. Like, for example, if it's Java, it's going to use Maven. If it's .NET based, it's going to use MS Build, and use that and run your build where the unit testing will be carried out, and even integration test. And there are a few more tests it can run. And once those tests checks out fine, it will promote it to the next level, or else it's going to send a notification back to the developer saying, hey, this test failed.
Okay, in that case, the testing has to be automated before he pushes the
Yes,
code
of
to the.
course. Yes, you got the point. So every process, every step needs to be automated, and then it needs to be clubbed together in an order. This is called as orchestration. By the way, DevOps lifecycle is an orchestration. And orchestration means you know, lot of automation tools and technology, right, or a lot of automated process connected together in an order and in a sequence, like
But
an
in
orchestra.
practical, yeah,
Yeah,
in practical scenario, we can't expect all the testing to do the automation testing, right? Not all testing can be automated.
it has to be.
There
It
must
has
be
to be.
some.
No, it has to be. And that's where the biggest struggle is happening from a long time I'm seeing, and the most of the part is automated now. Okay, and sure, this was a problem, when I'm talking about like 2013 14, that time there was, we didn't have that many automated tools. Okay, but now the tools are not challenge. Okay, the challenge is with people. Okay, it's like, hey, this cannot be automated, but if you go one extra level and search and find, there are tools and technologies, free or enterprise, that can automate a particular process. Okay, be it testing, be it DB deployment. Okay, so things are getting in shape, and see, they're in established DevOps lifecycle in huge organization where they are doing hundreds of deployment per day. Okay, Amazon, Google. Okay, these organizations are doing hundreds of deployment per day with DevOps. So of course they are testing, right? Without test, they're not gonna promote it to the production, right? And they have published the white papers and stuff also for those things. There are AWS white papers, so it's already established theory with practical.
I mean, sorry, Imran. So for these huge testing, right? For this, the automation has to be done from ops team.
No. See, it's not like everything has to be done by the DevOps. Okay, not all the automation is possible by the DevOps. DevOps does, let's say, you are not from a software testing background, right? But you have to work with the software testers. Once they show you how they can execute their software on automated test scripts, you're gonna do the same, right? You're gonna follow the steps what they're telling you in your life cycle. Okay, that's what the integration is really. So
Okay,
it's not
so
like DevOps
that
needs to
test
automate
scripts has to
everything.
be so that test scripts has to be automated from the testing team. So that will be
Yeah, they will
implemented
write.
in my
Let's say
DevOps.
there are scripts that they have written, test scripts. Okay, you have to know how to execute it. Once you know how to execute it, you can integrate it with your tools like Jenkins or Ansible, or in AWS there are some tools. There's so many tools which can integrate the test scripts.
Okay, so for that integration, I need to be know. I mean, as a ops guy.
Of course. As a DevOps, you definitely need to know the integration.
Yes.
I got it.
See, that's what collaboration means, right? When we talk about these huge words like communication, collaboration, integration, they are not just words. Okay, you have to do it. You have to collaborate with the teams and integrate tech tools and technologies together. Okay, and that's what that's where majority of DevOps fails. Okay, but
Yeah, Imran,
technology is not a challenge.
I would like to add one more thing over here.
Sure.
I'm Tara this slide. See, I have worked as a QA in one of my last project, that is Royal Millet Group, that is RMG, and there we used to regularly uh, in like contact with the DevOps people. We do have a very close interaction with the DevOps guys, and that
Right.
particular project was Agile. So
Yeah.
what I could like understand from my like experience, that project is like whenever we go for the regression or something that needs to be deployed and that needs a regression
Right.
test needs to be performed, then in that case, automation, that is what you are talking about, the complete automation of that DevOps life cycle, that integrity of everything, that testing, unit testing, then system testing or regression testing, then deployment to that production environment. Then
Right.
there I could feel like that it is completely automated. It's fine. Or
Right.
in general case, mostly what used to happen, like DevOps team used to send a mail to the QA team saying that these
Right.
are all the tools which are basically deployed to the UAT
Yes.
environment or ST
Right.
environment.
Right.
Now
Right.
going forward, the testing team what basically do, if that is not automated, for example, somewhere it is the integrated with the web services, or
Yeah.
somewhere it
They'll
is the
manually do it. They'll manually execute it.
yeah, manually we used to perform and we used to give the go ahead kind of
Right.
test.
Exactly. This is the problem. Right. Right.
Yeah,
So as you heard from a tester already, right? Thank you very much. So, the mail needs to be sent, and then testers will perform their testing, and then they'll say, hey, go ahead, it is good, or not go ahead, right? See, this part needs to be automated. Okay. You need to work with the software testers, you need to show them your tools. Okay. Hey, just a moment. Guys, I'm going to take all your questions. Okay. You can post it in the public chat. Like, I am this, I am that. I'll answer all those questions. Don't worry. Just give me a moment. Um, hey, you need to respond to PYT bin. You named this PYT bin. Okay, my team is trying to reach you for your email addresses and for your details. Kindly please respond to it.
ఇక్కడ ఎట్టేచ్చండి నేను తాగలేండి పట్టిపోతాను.
Okay, I muted you. So my team is trying to reach you. Hey, can you please mute just for a moment? So my team is trying to reach you. Okay, please respond to those chats. Send your details so we can contact you. Okay. All right. So moving on. So in old times we used to call it as one-click deployment also. Okay, but now it's DevOps lifecycle. All right, funny. Anyways, DevOps definition. Now, I always say this: don't focus on definition, just focus on the objective. The objective of DevOps is to do a frequent deployments, okay, and that too efficiently, okay, with less errors or no errors, no or less errors. So that's the objective. Okay, code changes. It could be any environment. It could be a web services. It could be a data science project. It could be anything. Okay, the frequent code changes needs to be delivered. That's the objective of DevOps. Okay, and now let's look at the definition. This is one definition that I picked up from the internet, which I feel is the most apt for DevOps objective. Okay, so DevOps is a philosophy. Okay, it's a process, or just philosophy is fine. Okay, because when you say process, it's just process. It's a philosophy, like an idea of combining development and operation team at culture, practice, and tool level. Right, so it's not just scripting, it's not just cloud computing, it's not just culture. Okay, there's culture, there are practices that needs to be followed, set as per your organization, and all the tools. Okay, so you have to collaborate and integrate all these things together. Right, ops is not just an ops, it's an agile ops. When it comes to DevOps, it's agile ops. You must have heard that word, or you'll hear this word, agile ops, or you heard the word cloud ops, right, where cloud computing team is doing automation for cloud changes, infrastructure changes. So there's so many words that came in, right, but everything is in DevOps. So you need to do cloud ops, you are agile ops, because you are DevOps. Wow, that rhymed. Anyways, so culture, practice, and tools level. Okay, so this is the most apt definition for DevOps, I feel personally, provided whatever experience that I have. Okay, but then there are a lot of definition over the internet, and when you go in the interview, okay, don't by heart a definition and talk. Okay, by the time you're done, you'll be doing all this DevOps lifecycle. We have a project for those. Okay, so you will do that and you can talk about it. Okay, practical and theory, right? Not just theory, not just Q&A. Okay, so what are the skill set that you need to do to get this DevOps life cycle up and running? Okay, if you know, like, there are a lot of systems over here, computers, could be a VM, could be a physical machine, could be a cloud instance. Okay, so you need to have the systems knowledge, operating system knowledge. Okay, commands, setup, configuration, installing. Okay, so we're going to focus in this DevOps course is focuses more on Linux. Okay, so but that doesn't mean you can't do it similar thing on Windows. Okay, excuse me, there are tools which I'm going to show you which can do can do automation for Windows and Linux both machines. Okay, so you don't worry about that. Infrastructure knowledge, you need to have the infrastructure knowledge, storage, network, LAN, okay, internet, NATing, all those things, right? Firewall rule change. So complete infrastructure knowledge you should have. Okay, that we're going to build slowly. Cloud computing skills are like de facto requirement today for DevOps. That's why it's a confusion, right? But that's because cloud computing, you can automate everything, right? And DevOps needs automation. If it's physical server, we can't automate things over there, right? So cloud computing is a default skills now. You need to have the SDLC knowledge we just talked about, software development lifecycle. This will grow. This is it for now, and I'm going to talk more about this later also in Agile and all. But when you work with the developers on a regular basis, this knowledge will grow. Okay, or if you're already a developer, you already know this. Build and release automation, which is continuous integration. You need to be aware about it, what it is, what tool you can use, and should be able to do it. Automation of OS tasks, there will be a lot of commands that needs to be executed in order to do this process. Okay, so you should be able to automate those steps, tasks. Orchestration of continuous delivery process, as someone was saying, I think Tara, right? So we send an email, then wait for the reply. No, you have to orchestrate everything together. Okay, you need to execute a lot of steps, scripts, okay, in this entire process. This is called as orchestration. You need to have the network and security knowledge for cloud computing. I think I should put this point after infrastructure knowledge, but it's daunting for people who are from development and testing background, right? But don't worry, we're going to cover that. Security is a very important factor now when it comes to cloud computing. Okay, and I'm going to don't worry about the security. I'm going to guide you. We have a special workshop also on security, okay, which you can attend. Containerization, right? Now most of the organizations are focusing on containerizing their application, creating Docker images. So how you can create Docker images, how you can deliver it, that will be also covered. Okay, so you need to have containerization knowledge, at least minimum containerization, but there are more in this. There is a delivery, there is maintenance. Okay, there's a lot of ops works also in Kubernetes and other tools. But these are the DevOps skill set now which are charming in the market. If you have these skills, then you can do DevOps lifecycle if you have some experience. Okay, I know most of the people who have joined the course does not have a hands-on experience on doing all this. Okay, so in this course we're going to focus on all hands-on, right? So you don't have any background, you don't have any experience, don't worry. In the course we're going to do regular exercises and you have to redo those exercises, plus I'll give you a few more exercises, so you'll have a hands-on experience of what we are talking here. Okay, so what are we are going to cover in the course? Well, as I told you, we're going to focus on real-time implementation like a pro. Okay, not just hello world programs, right? If you know what I'm saying, right? Write a script, hello world, hey. No, we're going to actually deliver the code. We're going to actually test the code. We're going to actually deliver it to the production. We're going to actually do the automation and all that, right? So how can we do all that? I'm saying we're not going to use any hello world program, right? So we have a project, we call it as
I'm sorry.
vProfile.
For that, do we need any infrastructure to
You
build from our?
I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it.
Yeah, thanks.
So we have a project, we call it as vProfile. Okay, it's a Java based project. Specifically selected Java because in Java you have a lot of things, you have a lot of unit tests and things. So specifically Java language we have selected and created this application. Okay, and there are multiple services, right? In here, this is going to be a web-based application, right? So you'll see the real-time challenges, delivering, making changes, configuration changes. Okay, Okay, we'll come to this. So architecture more or less looks like this. You have a lot of services in vProfile project. You have Nginx, Tomcat, RabbitMQ, Memcache, MySQL, Elasticsearch, right? And you need to load balance them. You need to make sure they're highly available. And you, at the end of the day, you need to automate all this entire process, setting up this entire stack, and then making code changes. Okay, so this is going to give you a real-time challenge, right? When you get into a project, you'll have something like this. You'll have architectural diagrams, you'll have codes, and then you need to set up DevOps lifecycle. So this will give you hands-on experience. Okay, but before we go there, like, I know there are a lot of people who are from development background, who doesn't have much idea about systems. Okay, so in step one, which is in the first week or 10 days like that, we're going to learn basics of Linux. Okay, we're going to see how a server runs on a Linux system and how we make configuration change. We're going to deploy some web services and database services, so you'll get some hands-on. And there will be some VMs on your local machines that will be running. We're going to use Vagrant to automate the process. Okay, we're going to then, once you're good with this manual things, okay, Linux and server and VMs, then we're going to talk about basics of networking, because the next step is going to be cloud computing, so you should be aware about basic networking. We are also going to deploy our vProfile project in your local machine, on your VMs. Okay, this is to get hands on your local environment. Okay, so for this, you just need a laptop with 4 GB or 8 GB of RAM. Okay, this is where you get basics idea. Okay, then comes step 2. Okay, how these will be running on any cloud environment. So we're going to focus on AWS cloud only. Okay, so we're going to talk about what is cloud computing. Okay, and then there are different services in AWS. We're going to see IAM, how you can secure your account and logins. There's EC2 instances, which are VMs on AWS cloud, storage, volumes, okay, monitoring of your cloud environment, databases on the cloud, right, automatic scaling on the cloud, and DNS services like Route 53. Okay, once you're aware about these services on AWS cloud, then we are going to deploy our vProfile project on AWS cloud. So we're going to do a cloud migration from your local VMs. Your product will be running to a cloud environment, and we're going to use these services behind the scene. Plus there are a few more services, which this slide is not enough to put all those services. I'm going to cover it in the next slide. So this is where you now learn cloud computing in, but this is not yet. Okay, this is not complete cloud computing. Then comes high availability, security, and automation of all this. That also we'll learn the next step. Now you should start learning automation. Okay, now people who are from ops background, right, system admins, right, any ops background, this is the place where you will see how you're going to integrate with the developers. You'll learn version control system. You will see build tools, like we're going to use Maven. We're going to talk about what is continuous integration, and then how you can do it through Jenkins, and then integrating Jenkins with different technologies. Okay, like Maven, Git, Nexus, SonarQube, okay, AWS Cloud, right? All this. So we'll see a lot of things in Jenkins, right? As a build server, okay, continuous integration pipelines. Okay, and you'll also learn Jenkins administration, how to make sure Jenkins is up and running and secure all the time. And of course, we're going to use our vProfile project to do CI/CD. Okay, continuous integration and continuous delivery. This will be in Jenkins by integrating multiple tools together.
So Imran,
Okay.
so will you give us a small intro about the Bitbucket? So we are using Bit.
No problem, no problem.
Bitbucket.
See, GitHub is not much different than a Bitbucket. Okay, so you can create
Okay, thank you,
repository on
thank you.
Bitbucket also. Okay, actually it's a client that you learn. The Git you learn, Bitbucket is a remote repository, so you can use Git, Bitbucket, GitHub, or you can use AWS code commit also. That also we're gonna see. Okay, so that's not a big thing. Okay, right, this is a bonus session. In today's world, we don't really use bash scripts and Python scripts. We don't use programming language to do automation, because we have a lot of tools, and they are very much sophisticated tools. It's very easy to do automation over there. Okay, but then you must be from an ops background. You don't know much programming, and people ask you, do you know scripting, right? So this is a bonus session. This is not part of the course content. We're going to combine two teams together, two batches together, and take a scripting session. Bash scripting will take individually anyways. So first we'll cover bash scripting, We will just give me a moment. Sorry, that was my kid. I'm in my hometown. Okay, I don't have much great privacy here. I'm sitting in a storeroom. Anyways, so basics of scripting. You learn here variables, conditions, loops. Okay, you'll see how you can automate day-to-day admin tasks by using bash scripting. Once you have some hands-on bash scripting, we're going to start Python scripting, where you'll see basics of Python programming. You'll see variables, different data types. You'll also understand JSON and YAML here. Okay, and of course conditions, loops, functions, modules. Okay, and we'll see how you can use Python for automating OS tasks. And I also have scripts that is you can use for automating cloud tasks also. Okay, but really you don't need this in today's world for doing automation. Okay, I'm covering it for two reasons. One, for the interview questions. Okay, second, if you have hands-on programming, then it will be very easy for you to learn tools like Ansible, Terraform, okay, any automation tool. Okay, because there are similar concepts. You have JSON and YAML in Ansible. Okay, in CloudFormation you have in Terraform, you have different data types there, you have conditions there, loops there. It's much easier over there, okay, in these tools. But if you have hands on this, then you can really master those technologies like Ansible, Terraform, CloudFormation. And not only that, later also if any new tools or technology come in for automation, you can learn that and pick up that very easily. Okay, you really don't need to pick up a course and then again do that. Okay, you can go through documentation and you can quickly learn any new technology also. And that is why I tell people to join this session. Most of the people join, people who already have programming experience, they skip this. So if you want, you can join this session, or if you want, you can skip this session. Okay, but it will be there. Okay, so I know you had a question. I don't know scripting, can I do DevOps? Oh, of course you can. Okay, with this course you can learn scripting and do DevOps, but without scripting also you can do DevOps. Okay, but if you really want to master, definitely should have programming knowledge. Okay, and I'll also show you nice courses from international universities which you can join freely and learn much in detail in Python. Okay, so that also I'll tell you what you can do more further. Then comes Ansible. You have automation skills, you have programming skills, then you can pick up Ansible very easily, and we're going to get in so much in detail in Ansible, and you need some programming skills for that. Okay, so we'll see Ansible, we'll see ad hoc command, we'll see a lot of modules, hundreds of modules there. We'll see YAML. There are a lot of playbooks we're going to write, and we're going to use, of course, vars, variables, conditions, loops, handlers, templates, so many things. Okay, I can't put everything in the slide. We'll have variables deep dive in Ansible because this is where most of the people lag. Okay, so we'll do that. Roles, creating roles in Ansible, which are like functions, and we'll see how you can use Ansible for AWS automation or any cloud automation. Once you're done with this Ansible, you should be able to automate most of the thing with Ansible. Okay, it's one of the best automation tool today available in the market. Okay, it can automate plenty of things. And of course, we're gonna see how we can use Ansible to deliver our vProfile project setup. Okay, on cloud and automatic delivery and all those things. We're going to integrate this with Jenkins also later. Then step 6, where we get more into AWS part 2, we have VPC in depth. Networking knowledge will cover over here. Log management and custom metrics, how you can manage the logs on AWS. We have some developers, DevOps services also like Beanstalk, okay, which is pretty easy if you know the background of AWS. We'll again host our project on AWS cloud, but this time little different. We're going to use PaaS and SaaS services. Then we'll also see how you can do CI/CD on AWS cloud without using Jenkins and other tools, just AWS services. So code commit, code build, code pipeline. Okay, CI/CD on AWS cloud. Okay, that's going to be very interesting project, and it's going to be very easy for you to do and pick up because you already know Jenkins and cloud and automation. Okay, so it will be very easy for you to pick up this one. Okay, we're also going to see Route 53 routing policies. Okay, we'll see different deployment strategies. Okay, like blue, green, A/B testing. Okay, that's step 6. Step 7, that's the final step. where we're going to talk about Docker, introduce Docker, how you can do containerization, how you can, we're going to take our reprofile project and completely containerize it. Okay, your volumes, networks, logs. Okay, then we'll get into Kubernetes, which is the best uh, uh, container orchestration tool, which has amazing features. We're going to set it up like a production environment, and we're going to learn a lot of Kubernetes objects. Okay, but mind you, this is not a complete Kubernetes course. Okay, because you have a lot of things in Kubernetes. If you're getting into a Kubernetes complete management, okay, then you need to pick up certification, and I'll guide you on that. Don't worry. We'll also see our project deployed on Kubernetes environment. Okay, so you're going to see a project multiple times in your VMs on the cloud, then re-architect again on the cloud, automating that, and then also running it on Kubernetes cluster. Okay, and here also you have CI/CD. Right, this may seem a lot of things, okay, but once in first month of the course you will be thorough with a lot of concept and hands-on. So then later comes using the other technology for that, okay, and integrating it. So the other part becomes easier if your base is strong. We have some common sessions, okay, like AWS security session was there last. Before that we have Terraform session, so you can join that. You can learn Terraform, AWS securities, okay, other things. So we're going to cover Terraform in that workshop. We have workshops also that we conduct. Right now a few workshops are on hold because we're running out of resources, right? This pandemic happened, but now things are getting back. People are working from home, so we are good to go. Next is going to be Terraform workshop probably next week, but it will be too early for you to join. You can join that later. And there are some new things that I have started teaching from past 2 batches: encryption and data protection on AWS. We have Elastic Cache and ActiveMQ service on AWS, how you can integrate that. AWS CloudFront, content delivery network. We're going to go through some white papers on AWS and talk about disaster recovery and AWS security services like CloudTrail, KMS, Inspector, network security. And this is going to be in, there is a workshop, security workshop, where we're going to learn more in security. Okay, all right, I think I'm thorough. Course USP, the selling point of my course is, our course is, we focus on real-time implementation. That's one. You have lots of material for practicing. Okay, you have the book, Decoding DevOps book. I'm going to send you regular scripts, codes, okay, and documents which you can follow with the books. So with the book and these things combined together, you're going to learn a lot of things. You have Facebook group. If you have any query, you can post it over there while practicing. Right, so these are our course USP, and you can ask me any question in the middle of the course. When I'm explaining something you're not understanding, stop me, ask me, I'm going to explain it again. Okay, it doesn't matter for me if the course is extended more than 2 months. The course is going to be 2 months around, but it may go more. Okay, and if I have to explain anything again, I will do it, no problem. Okay, this is a very much hands-on course, guys. Okay, so you have to do hands-on, you have to practice, otherwise you will be failing miserably. Okay, and then you'll fail here, you'll fail in the interview, you'll fail in the project. But if you do all practice, all hands-on, okay, you'll be easily able to talk in the interview with confidence. Okay, and you should be able to handle the projects also. Okay, but provided you have to do practice. Okay, a lot of practice is there. All right, so this is not a course that you're going to watch for 2 months and you'll suddenly become a DevOps. Okay, every day you'll have something to do. Okay, I don't want you to postpone those things. Right, and I'm done. I can take your questions. So yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Imran,
Hey,
this is
Imran.
Zishan.
Okay, one at a time.
Yeah. So,
So, well, I'm working as a cloud security architect in one of the organization,
Okay.
and I just want to know that how to secure the CI/CD pipeline, because I'm from the security background. So, will you going to cover this topic as well?
So it's going to be in workshop. Okay, CI/CD pipeline security comes in when I'm show you in AWS cloud. Okay, one, encryption at rest and encryption in transit. Okay, that we're going to talk about in AWS security workshop. Then the network level
Okay.
security, how you can secure the firewalls, the systems that you're using. Maybe you're using Jenkins. Okay, how you're going to secure that. Okay, patching, wherever you're running
Okay.
the scripts and all. You need to scan those systems for vulnerability. It's going to generate a report and how you can fix that. Okay, you already know the security, right? So it's just how you can implement it on CI/CD.
Yes.
All right, so it will be easy for you to pick up those
Yeah.
concepts.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Imran. So I just wanted to pose my questions after my introduction. So I am Ashwant, and I've done my bachelor's in computer science at Shasta University. I'm a graduated student in 2016. So for the past 2 years, I've been working at Wipro for non-technical process. And right now, I've learned Amazon Web Services, like, pretty much all of the services, I mean, like in Amazon. So like, so how much do you rate for this course? Like, whether should I go with the course or not? And is one of my question. And how much DevOps will be adding to my resume? Like, how much weightage does the DevOps add to my resume?
Okay, second question I'll take first. DevOps is definitely going to weight a lot of on your resume. You know how to do things manually on the cloud. You need to know how to automate all this. That's first. Okay. Second, should you go with this course or not? See, around 3 weeks of this course is AWS.
Okay.
Right? 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks of this course is AWS. And if you already know those things, you may feel bored. But the other part, which is automation, okay, that's where you want to pick up and learn DevOps, right? So you learn the automation, how to automate a lot of tasks, and then you can learn how to automate AWS tasks.
Okay.
Right. So now the decision is up to you. Would you like to, in this 3 weeks, you will have 3 weeks where you maybe know all these services. I've shown you the services, right? AWS services. I hope you already know those services.
Yes.
Okay? So what you will learn is how these services gets integrated in your DevOps lifecycle.
Okay.
Okay. So it's in your yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm very much loving to AWS, and I really love to hear again and again. So it's not an issue. And one thing I just wanted to make sure is that I'm not very much into programming. So is it like the DevOps will be having continuous programming, or like will be having some sort of
no. See, it's not. I told you, right, in the scripting session where we're gonna cover programming, okay, basics of programming, and we'll see how we can also automate by using those programming languages like Python, right? But really, you have better tools to automate the same things. Okay, easier things, right? Like Ansible, Terraform, CloudFormation, Jenkins. So companies are focusing on ease of deployment and also ease of setting up DevOps lifecycle. So people, if you're still using scripts and Python scripts, right, to automate things, you're living in an old age, okay? Because there are better tools to do that. But if you have the programming knowledge, which we are covering in the course, you can master those automation technologies. You will not have that fear, right? There is a fear. I know most of the people have fear. Hey, I don't know programming. If they ask me to automate that, how can I do that? There are tools to do that. Okay, and you can learn those tools very easily if you have some programming background.
Yeah. So since I don't have prior experience, in the deployments or in the technology side, so that is I'm really worried of. And you're saying that you'll be showing one of the projects wherein like how to implement, how to deploy, and like everything from the scratch. So I mean, I just have a few questions. Yeah. So
okay,
do you
can you take that question later? I'm going to take other question first. I'll come back to you because you have a lot of
sure.
When is the classes are starting, Imran?
Class is going to start in 10 days like that, because already one batch is going on, and that's going to take some time to complete, around 10-12 days. So we'll be starting after that.
Can you repeat, Imran, please?
Repeat, sorry, what?
When is the classes going to start in this schedule?
In 10 to 12 days.
10 to 12 days. After 10 to 12 days,
yeah. So I have like 10 to 12 days of pending for the other batch, the Docker and AWS Part 2. Okay, that work is pending. AWS Part 2 is already started there. So Docker and containers, that is pending totally. So that's going to take some time, and a complete DevOps lifecycle project is pending. So it's going to take around 10 to 12 days for that batch to complete. And then, I'm going to start this batch.
Imran, what are the tools we're going to cover in this? Tools?
Oh, I have put the slide. This is much in detail.
No. See, there was something like Mav and Jenkins. Okay.
Yeah. One second. So in step 1, we have tools like Vagrant. Step 2, we have AWS and a lot of services in AWS. In step 3, you have Jenkins, Maven, Nexus Sonatype. You have Bash, Ansible, AWS again, more services on AWS, Docker and Kubernetes, Terraform, and AWS security. You'll get this slide, okay? You can go through this slide in detail, okay?
And Imran, do we have any separate core and any sessions on Azure DevOps and Azure Cloud?
There is a separate course for Azure DevOps, okay? But Azure DevOps needs you to have experience with the .NET world, okay, Windows world, programming world, okay?
Yep.
It's Azure DevOps is directly for the developers actually.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a separate course for that. Okay, you can talk to my team and they will guide you.
Oh, sure.
Bamboo is somewhat DevOps operation. Bamboo.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
It's like somewhere that Bamboo is related to DevOps.
See, you can use Bamboo for CI/CD instead of Jenkins.
Okay, so are you going to cover that one, Bamboo?
No. That's too many things. Okay, so I'm focusing on one tool in that area. Like, see, for instead of Jenkins, you can use Bamboo, you can use Hudson, you can use TeamCity. Okay, there are so many tools for doing continuous integration, right? So we can't really cover all of them. So the most famous tool in that area we cover, and then the other tool, right? Similar tool will be very easy for you to learn. Right? If you go through AWS Cloud Computing, Azure will be very easy for you. Okay, stuff like that. I'm Java.
How you are going to cover for this, like DevOps life cycle, whatever the tools are getting involved, so you are covering all those, correct?
Right.
Imran,
so you'll get slide. You can go through it. Okay, we're using those tools and technologies and processes. Okay, to train you on DevOps. Okay, not the others.
So can we have this slide sent?
Yes, you'll get this slide. Apple. Your name is Apple. That's
that debugging scenario that you would be covering, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Like real-time debugging scenario, like sometimes what I have seen, like I have not worked on DevOps, but I have seen like DevOps guys are most of the time working on logs and debugging and find out the root cause, going into the log and doing the analysis, firing some Linux commands and all those things.
That's debugging their own environment, right? If things are failing, if CI/CD is failing, right? If it's a code level change, if it's a build failure, right? So it goes to the developer. But if it's your automation script failure, you have to debug and find out, right? So we're gonna go through a lot of errors also when we're gonna learn automation, right? We'll see a lot of failures that come in the Jenkins. Okay, how to read the logs and analyze that. Ansible, we're gonna cover a lot of errors and how to handle those errors. Okay.
Usually,
there's no like a separate
come into picture, correct?
Sorry.
If I'm not wrong, then majorly the Linux will have a greater role in that one for debugging and all.
Yes.
Imran, I have a question. So, how do you write if the database administrator to become a DevOps? Is it a good decision?
See, I'll tell you this. There was a DevOps meetup. Okay, I think in 2 years back in London. So there was one very scary slide for support people. I've been saying this from a long time actually, but that was like officially big people are talking about it. Anybody who is in support and admin business. Okay, they should really learn automation. Okay, because once things are automated, okay, you'll need less admins, less support. I'll give you my own example. like there's a lot of example, but my first real experience with this, I was working with an organization, and we had a team of 6 people around, 6 to 8 people in the team, who were in charge in the production support. Okay,
Yeah.
deployment, all those things. I was already into DevOps, and my job was to automate everything. Okay, and I automated pretty much everything, right? And then this company was acquired by some other company, okay, or some investment firm have bought a lot of shares. So then the first thing that they do is, they start shedding the load, extra load. Okay, so from that 8 people of team, the team was reduced to 2 people team, because the other people there, admin, support, right? So I don't want to scare you. I'm not scaring you so you get and join my course. My idea is not that. Okay, you have to make you should make your own decision. Don't join this course, join some other course, but definitely learn automation, DB deployment automation, how you're going to work with developers, how you're going to work with testers, how you're going to work with ops, okay, different teams, and automate most of the part. Okay, if you are not able to automate, I get into a project, there are manual testers. The first thing that happens is, in the kickoff meeting, or before that, they start taking out the manual testers and putting them into different project and bringing in automation tester. Okay, same will happen with the DB also, same will happen with the security also. You getting my point?
Yeah.
So
I'm getting.
it's a scary situation for admins and support, right? But see, you can't stop technology. So even if you don't join this course, join some other course, but definitely learn automation and DevOps. Okay.
Yeah, that is what. Okay, in the DBA
Hi,
world
Imran.
also, this DBA role is going to be vanished soon, because like Oracle is also introducing many automation in that. So that's
Oracle
what. Okay.
has been in a fight with AWS from some time, because most of the databases are migrating to AWS cloud. So now Oracle has its own cloud, and most of the part can be automated. Okay, so DB part is moving to cloud because infrastructure is on the cloud, and in the cloud you can automate most of the thing. When you see RDS service in AWS, when I take, you'll be seeing, hey, this most of my work is automated. Okay, and even AWS is doing it. I don't even need to do anything. Okay.
Okay.
So it's scary situation.
Okay. Yeah, and that means it's a good for me to join this course. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, Imran, this is Malik.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, basically I am a Java developer.
Just give me a moment. People who are in chat have a lot of questions on the chat. I'll come back to you after this question. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, basically I am a Java developer. How much DevOps help for me in my career? Can you explain?
See, if you want to be a Java developer and Java developer only, okay, then you really don't need to go through this course, because this is so much for DevOps. Okay, this is to initialize your career in DevOps, okay, or master in DevOps, right? If you're going to be a developer, you don't need all that thing. Okay, maybe you just need to learn Jenkins, maybe you just need to be good in Git, okay, or continuous integration, not more than that. Okay, but if you want to switch your career to DevOps,
I have a little bit knowledge on Git and Jenkins, and one more thing, Maven.
Then
yeah,
then that is fine for you, and you can learn more CI tool. Okay, but if you want to be a Java developer, I'm saying, then this is not the course for you. Okay, if you want to get into DevOps, then it's going to be full time. Yeah, go ahead.
But whenever I'm attending any MNC interview like Deloitte something, they are asking in depth on Jenkins and Docker, all those things they are asking. That's why I am in dilemma. That's why I'm asking this question.
See, Docker is also one very a different concept than virtualization. And being a developer, you need to write Docker files and create Docker images. Okay, and for that you don't need to learn whole DevOps. Okay, you can learn Docker, you can learn Jenkins, and you can be thorough with those interviews. Okay, see, basically you need to learn continuous integration. Continuous integration, basically you need to learn, be thorough with continuous integration, and should be able to integrate tools like Docker. Okay, and Nexus. CI, continuous integration.
We have any session for particularly Jenkins and Docker?
Session. No, that's not too long actually. That's not too long concept. Okay, I'm like, after Docker we have Kubernetes, that gets more into than DevOps, right? So we're gonna have Docker for 4 days, okay, and then we're gonna start with Kubernetes. So in that 4 days, you can understand how we're going to build images through Jenkins also. Okay, so then before that, doing the entire course doesn't make sense for you.
Okay, at least you are explaining Jenkins and Docker with Windows. Those are also with Linux.
On Linux. See, running it on Windows or Jenkins, running it on Linux is same thing. You just need to know how to run it on Windows. You know, like a software installation, you're gonna do on Windows, and then you need to do it on Linux. So Jenkins is a piece of software. Okay, you run it on Windows, you run it on Linux, you run it on your MacBook, you run it on a VM. But at the end of the day, then you're gonna manage Jenkins. Background can be anything. Okay, I'd like to telling about the schedule. What are the timings? So the timing will be 7 a.m. IST. I'm sorry. Let me take question from the chat. There are a lot of questions in the chat. Okay, I don't want them to be.
Yeah.
So, question from Pooja. Would you be telling about the schedule? What are the timings? Well, as I told you, it's going to be starting in 10 to 12 days, and the timing will be 7 a.m. IST. Okay. And it's going to be 1 hour session every day for around 2 months, or it may go more than that. Depends on really few other factors. Okay. Hi, Imran, I'm Java developer. I think I answered this question.
Imran, I have a question here. Like, if the session starts from 7 a.m. IST, yeah, some people joins from across the globe. I think so. So that
I know, yeah? Europe, right? Yeah,
Europe,
I get that question a lot.
Okay.
Can't help it. But see, I have a lot of people who join from European region, okay, UK and other places. So I know you have to wake up late in the night. It's difficult.
Oh my God.
But
okay.
I don't have any other timing slot. See, I'm just taking online training now in the morning time. The rest of my time goes into other projects. So
in case, like, is it possible to keep it a bit late, because that would be around 3:30 around our time. So just in case a possibility.
So then I have to run a separate batch for Europe region. Let's see how many people are there. We can do that also. You can send your information. Okay, we'll make a count and we'll see if we can have a separate time also. Okay, but that's not a guarantee. Yeah. I will try.
Okay, that would be great, really, if you make it. Yeah.
Okay. But again, then you have to wait till Ramzan ends, because I am. So,
okay, it's okay.
It's difficult for me to talk for such a long time, right?
Yeah. I think you are in fasting as well.
Around 10 days are over, so you have to wait few more days. Okay,
yeah,
or you can join in this time, and then we'll move it out after the Ramzan. We'll move it out in a different batch. So send me the details. If you have like enough numbers, we will definitely give a try. Okay.
Okay, I'll speak with Trinath or something, right? That guy, so I can give the details to him. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
So do I mail or something?
Yeah, someone must be contacting you in the private chat. So you send your email detail in the private chat. PYTBLN. I don't know why they joined with weird name. We're working from home, right? You know, it's becoming very difficult for them also, you know, handling demos and classes and all, one person doing so many things. So yeah, please bear with us, because it's a pandemic. What can we do, right? We can't go to the office.
Yeah. Understood. Situation was.
Yeah, man. Terrible.
Terrible,
so,
really.
Do you, I mean, like, after this pandemic is over, can we attend these classroom sessions, or is it completely online?
I take online, and I'm gonna start with some classroom. That's gonna be starting, but see, we don't know about this pandemic, right? Lockdown and stuff. So can't commit on that. Not at all.
I mean, like, once everything is fine and going well, then we can attend the classroom sessions, or is it completely online only?
My class is going to be online. I said I'm going to start with some classroom batches, but that's going to be like in a late time. Okay. There's so much of business loss. Definitely, I need to start classroom batches also, I think.
So, I mean, location for the classroom batch?
It's in Hyderabad, Amirpet.
Okay.
But that's not a guarantee. Okay. It's a thin chance for that. Okay. So don't depend on that. Okay. By the time you can just everything is now online. It means I should know some development or programming to be in DevOps, right? Yeah, some, not much. okay, and that we are covering in the course. Suman, any person named as user, I mean, how can your name be a user? Any industry standard certification for DevOps? Very good question. Well, blunt answer is no. Okay, there is no specific certification for DevOps. You can have like club of certification. Okay, there is a certification in AWS for DevOps, but that is only for AWS DevOps services. It's not going to cover other things. Okay, so even if someone is promising you, right, this is a DevOps certification, I mean, I go through a lot of certification. I have not found a single certification that can claim that teaches you DevOps hands-on. Okay, there are DevOps certification for managers and agile coach and all, right? Theoretical, uh, but that's theoretical. Okay, I'm going to cover bamboo. I already answered that. Hello everyone, please share your details. Upcoming batch timing already told. Drop your email. Can you send us recorded videos? Yeah, you will get recorded videos every day. Okay. How will we practice in their separate tool that we have to download? How will we practice? Is there any separate tool that we have to download? See, whatever I'm going to do hands-on, you'll have step-by-step process of how to deploy it. First 10 days, we're going to do it on our VMs. Okay, then after that, once we move to AWS cloud, then everything will be on AWS cloud. Okay, you'll have your own separate account. You have to create sign up for an AWS account, and you're going to do everything on AWS cloud. If we have any question, where, how we going to contact, just talk to me directly if you have any question.
Imran,
yeah,
will you get notes on let's say you are starting on topic related, that one will get notes, notebook notes.
Yes. Okay, so see, one thing is I have a book written for this itself. Okay, that you're gonna get after this demo itself. You're gonna get this book. Okay, this is freely available. You can download this. You're gonna follow this book a lot. Plus with that, we're gonna send you other docs also, and scripts and code.
No, a lot of documents will be there. That's fine. But whatever you're following, let's say you're today let's say you did some 2 hours session for that related. After the class or before that, you'll be giving any notes.
See, this is a hands-on course. Okay, you'll have less theory and more practicals. All right, most of the thing is recorded in Decoding DevOps book. Okay, and plus with that, whatever I'm going to show you, the slides, this thing, okay, the simple things, okay, that will be also sent to you. Apart from that, there is no separate document. I mean, how much document? This Decoding DevOps book is around 786 pages. Okay, that covers a lot of things. Plus with that, you're going to get some documents. Okay.
No. What I'm asking, for example, Jenkins, some setup you're doing, you're showing today demo. For us to follow that one related document, will I get?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. In this book, you have that. It's a step-by-step book. It's a practical book.
Okay. Thanks.
Can we get the link for that?
I'm going to chat. Just a moment. I'm going to chat. I'm very new in DevOps with zero knowledge on this. Can this training help to learn completely with regular practice? This course is especially for people who have zero knowledge. Okay, if you come with clean slate, that will be good. Okay, but even if you're from a different background, doesn't matter. Okay, so we're gonna start from very basics of Linux commands, then basics of scripting. Okay, and then we'll slowly progress. Okay, we're gonna learn how to troubleshoot Docker containers. Troubleshooting Docker containers, as in there's so many things in this. Okay, like when you're building the images, the image build may fail. Okay, and we'll fail some images, and we'll see what are the problems. Deployment. Okay, deployment also fails, and there's so many errors that comes in. We're going to see those. So see, there is not going to be a separate debugging timing. Okay, when we do, we're going to fail and we're going to fix problems. Okay, so many times. Can we attend classes once this pandemic is over? Oh, I already answered that. Can't we extend the session from 1 hour to 2 hours on daily basis? That is fine for me, but it will not be fine for you. Okay. Maybe you have some background, okay, but as a group of people, right, because it's a lot of hands-on, 2-hour session every day, you will not be able to practice that much. Okay, so doing it fast track will create more problem than it solve. Okay, I am not from IT computer science background. Is it possible to learn DevOps? I'm not from IT computer science background. It's going to be very difficult. Okay, but since you're doing from the scratch and you need to do a lot of practice and you need to ask a lot of questions also, Samir, okay, you can follow it, but it's going to be a lot of work for you. Non-IT is, it's really difficult. Okay, but if you practice every day, non-IT, I suggest this. Whosoever asked me this question, if anybody is from non-IT, okay, you should be good with the systems like Linux systems or Windows system, and then you should have programming knowledge. Okay, if you have these two, and which we are going to cover actually basics, but you have to work more in this area. You can ask me questions, what can I learn more, what can I do more. The background, this base should be strong for such people. I was working as a technical support for last 4 years in Canada, and now I was leaving online. Now I was learning online AWS associate. Should I continue learning AWS or should join DevOps as well? No, you can join this, no problem. AWS associate is really this to this service, that service, this service, that service. Okay, you can continue with that, but if you're gonna do this course and that, it will be too much for you too. So you can go with DevOps, and then later you can do AWS associate certification. Okay, that will be good. Okay, having AWS associate certification with DevOps knowledge is a very added advantage. Okay, but doing both at a time, you will not have much time for that. HB, put your question in the public chat, okay, so other people can also see it. I'm not from program background at all, but I'm not sure if I'll get a job this AWS only. No, see, seriously, if you are people who want to get a job just with AWS or just with Azure, it will be very difficult. Okay, just AWS admins is not done. Okay, we have DevOps who can do AWS and automate AWS and do DevOps, and why people will hire a separate AWS? Okay, maybe they have a separate requirement. Okay, you may get a job, but then the job market is not that big. Okay, if you're AWS or Azure or Google Cloud, you definitely should have DevOps knowledge. Okay, otherwise you'll be struggling a lot in the interviews.
So Imran, the project you'll be showing that we can also keep it, we can also include in our resume or like,
Don't put that name. Okay, it's a very popular thing. I have trained thousands of people, and people who are going to take your interview may be my student. Okay, who know this thing. Okay, and plus the book is also very popular, so people know about that project, so don't give that name and all.
Sure.
Okay, you can, and I'm not going to tell you what you have to say and all. Okay, I'm going to talk about technical things. Okay, but I think you got the point. Okay, don't
Yes,
use those names.
And in that project, a Tomcat, Nginx, and something are there. So
yeah.
So how about these things? We are not having that knowledge and that, right? How we'll
So
understand?
you're gonna learn, right? See, you don't need to be an expert in Nginx and expert in RabbitMQ. Okay, these are RabbitMQ, Memcache. These are more architects will design and developer will give you the details. Okay, you need to be aware about how to set it up, how to configure it. Okay, and how to connect these technologies together, because you have to automate this process, right? So first you should know how to deploy this manually. Okay, you don't need to
Okay.
be really an expert in this area. Okay, but if
So
you're expert in that area, then that's a different field altogether. There are people who are expert in indexing and in a development area. That's a different stream altogether then.
Okay. Can we get the link for that book?
Yeah, you'll get an email with the book, with the slide, and all the other things. You'll get an email called a starter kit. It will have a lot of things, some slides and all, which we're gonna start using. Okay.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
associate AWS certification enough along with DevOps knowledge, or should go further? Well, if you can go further, go further. Okay, HB, AWS associate certification is a good start, and it's a start. Okay, and you can do AWS DevOps certification instead of AWS professional architect certification. Okay, if you want to work in DevOps. Okay, but if you want to be an AWS architect only, then you can do AWS professional architect certification and have DevOps knowledge. So you should be able to design DevOps solution on AWS cloud. It depends on what is your career goal. If it's purely DevOps, then DevOps certification. If it's designing, architecting, then AWS professional architect certification.
So Imran, you'll also show like how to deploy and how to connect. I mean, how to connect to the databases or how to connect
Yeah, of
everything
course.
like
Yeah,
from the
without that our project cannot run. This project
yeah,
cannot
yeah,
run without connecting pieces. Okay, so you have to
sure.
deploy, connect all the things together, and then you see, test it. Hey, yeah, it's working, like that.
Sure.
Resume
What is the
preparation, I have some
strength of the
sample resumes that can be sent to you. If you contact my team, they'll send it to you after the course, but as a preparation of resume, no, don't have a separate class. But so many sample resumes we have. Like I used to take placement batches where freshers and all used to train, and we used to send for interviews. So there we had prepared a lot of resumes. Okay, even experienced people resumes. So we have some sample resumes that you can use, but don't copy paste. Okay, don't do copy paste work. But as a separate resume preparation session, we don't have.
So Imran, my last question.
Yeah.
So once we pay the fee and everything, then can we attend the classes or online sessions for like what, like only for one time, or is it available for 1 year validation or something like that?
So you can attend it later also. There are people who sometimes miss, sometimes not able to catch up the concept. The current batch is also, there are people who are joining second time. But since the course is very long, people don't prefer that. They go with the recorded session. They have the recorded session, they go with that. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
People who missed, right, like 1 week, 2 week, or sometimes because of some emergency. Okay. So we understand that very well. So you can join it, no big deal. It happens very oftenly. Okay, there are people who do
Sure.
it.
That
strength of
clarifies
what is the
all
strength
of
of
my questions. Thank you so much.
sorry, what is the strength of the class?
There is no strength like that, a predefined strength. Okay, we have 10, 15, 20, 25, like that. Okay.
Okay.
How
We have
DevOps engineer feature in like okay how like it may turns again like okay sometimes see before like some technologies were being used now okay they are going to automate and everything so the role will be disappear like admins so can it be
yeah, very good question. So
yeah
see DevOps, as we have discussed, right, it's a philosophy. We don't focus much on tool. What are popular tools you have today? Okay, you learn those tools, but those tools changes, but the code
okay
delivery automation has to be there. It's not going anywhere. Imagine that something is automated, and then you have to, because of some technology, you have to do things manually. Nobody will digest that. You have automation, you are going to go with automation. Okay, so there are a lot of
Mhm.
openings in DevOps. Technologies will change. Okay,
Okay.
so my course has also changed a lot, has shaped or evolved in that many years. As a new technology comes in, show new technology. Security comes in, I show security. Okay, like see, there
Mhm.
are tools like Puppet and Chef that I don't take because there are not much openings for them. And plus, if you know
Mhm.
Ansible, you can learn those old technologies also. Okay, so
Okay.
there are a lot
Okay.
of openings. If you don't
Mhm.
focus on tool much, you need to be good in tools, that's not the point. But if you focus more on the process, right,
Mhm.
what is DevOps and how you can automatically deliver the code. Where is the slide? Yeah,
Mhm.
how you can
Mhm.
automatically deliver the code, right? How you can integrate with different teams. So like instead of Git, there may be something else. Like someone was saying, can you show Bitbucket? It's no big deal.
Mhm.
Instead
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
Jenkins, maybe a new tool comes in. Okay, instead of
Mhm.
AWS, Azure you're picking up. Instead of Ansible,
Mhm.
maybe something new comes in, Dansible. Who knows, right?
Okay.
So these technologies will change. Of course, they will change. Okay, over the period of time. But then you have to keep learning.
Okay. So the DevOps role would be there.
Of course,
Yeah.
no one would like to do things manually, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Once it's
Yeah.
automated, you get habituated of that. And then if I tell you have to do manually, you have washing machine, you wash clothes with washing machine, right? I tell
Mhm.
you new
Mhm.
technologies are coming, you have to throw this washing machine, and now you have to, there's new powder that's coming in. Okay, and you have to wash it with hands. Maybe you'll do it for a few days, and then you'll start looking for a new washing machine that can use this new technology. Right? So
Exactly.
once
Exactly.
you get comfortable, right, then
Yeah.
you are not going to do things manually.
Yeah. 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 Thank you. Thank you.
So we have really lot of opening and it's not going anywhere. Okay, so it's a very, very long-term career goal. It's not
Yeah,
something
that is
that
what
comes
the
in
people
and
also like. Yeah, this is the one of the reason the people are more interested in, like
yeah.
especially in the ops area,
See,
like they become like a DevOps engineer. Yeah.
right. So see, I so wanted to show you that I forgot about this one. See, now data science is there, right? So what about
Yeah.
DevOps? Well, data scientist, it's a very nice article. You can go through this, so they will get an
Uh-huh.
idea. I'll put the link.
Mhm.
Okay, people, you can just go through this link. It's a very nice article
Mhm.
that talks about data scientists, right? They create a model, okay, but this model is going to be part of some application for end user, okay, and then you
Mhm.
need to
Mhm.
put this into version control, okay, then there needs to
Mhm.
be some tool like version control system, and sorry, build and release, then you need to build Docker images for that, and then you need to deploy to the Kubernetes, right?
Okay.
If
Okay.
any DevOps reads this, he'll say, hey, no big deal, I can do it. Data science, so it doesn't
Okay.
matter. Okay, at the
Yeah.
end
It
of the day,
doesn't.
for data DevOps, it's a code you have to build, test, deliver, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a nice article, just go through it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, bro.
No problem. Man, it's a long time. Oh boy, 11:09. Okay, yeah, but it's
Yeah.
interesting, right? When people ask question, it becomes more interesting, and that's why I say ask people to ask more questions in the class. Session
Uh,
becomes more interesting.
yeah. Really, it's an interesting session. You shared many your thoughts and some insight also. Some people have many doubts, like yeah, especially non-IT, non-support guys, and yeah, you
Right.
answered many questions. Yeah. So really great session. This is yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Right. All right,
But
people. So
yeah.
yeah,
We are just worried about the timings because we are in the Europe. That's
right.
why, like, okay, so it would be really nice, okay, if you adjust the timings or like if a separate session is there for the Europe guys who are sitting in Europe, then
Yeah,
it's really,
so
yeah,
yeah, so there will be other people also, right? In the so guys, please, if you are in Europe region anywhere, send an email. We have number of people. We can start in a different time also. Okay, but you have to
yeah,
wait
yeah,
for that much time. Okay,
yeah,
so
that's
give us
okay,
some
no
time
problem.
to get this thing on track.
Yeah, yeah,
Monitoring tool, we are just focusing on CloudWatch on AWS, not a separate tool. We are not going to use ELK stack. But anyways, you will have the concept of how to stream logs. Once you set up ELK stack, it's just streaming the logs, okay, for analytics later. So plus, if I take other tools and ELK stack, the course will go much more further longer. Okay, it's not feasible to take all those things. Yeah. So our focus is more on DevOps, right? DevOps and DevOps only. But then you have monitoring team. You're not going to do monitoring, but you help monitoring team to deliver their plugin changes, okay, setting of monitoring tool or logging tool. So you can automate the process of setting up ELK stack. No big deal. Okay, once you learn Ansible, you would be able to automate any OS related task. ELK stack is no big deal. Okay, so you can automate the process of setting ELK stack, Nagios, Isinga, anything. Okay, and there are endless tools, man. Other opportunities for experienced people with AWS and DevOps. So it's a lot of opening opportunities for that. Okay, I'm AWS plus DevOps. Okay, and have a lot of work really. So there are a lot of opportunities if you have cloud computing skills and DevOps. Okay, it's a hot cake in the market. All right. Right, sure. If you have any other question, you can send an email. They're gonna route me an email to me. If you want to talk to me, you can contact my team. They'll arrange a call with me also. Okay. So if you have any other doubt you want to personally understand, okay, so that can be also done. And I hope you join the session later. Right. Thank you very much for joining. Okay. Stay safe. Situations are very bad. Stay indoors.
yeah.
Keep your not mouth, face covered.
Yeah.
Right? Keep your face covered if you're going out, okay, and go out if you really have any emergency. Okay, it's a very, very bad situation. isolating yourself is the only way to be safe. Okay, be safe, keep
Yeah.
your family safe, keep washing hands regularly. Okay, thank you very much for joining. Let's see you in the session.
Thank you for the session. Nice session. Yeah. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye.
So much, Ram.
Thank you, Imran. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
So, and we replace it with fresh back and we invite them to check one side and not just one side and